Hey, so it's the same day that I finished Anarcho-Syndicalism, uh, but I just finished reading Fundamentals of Human Neuropsychology, 6th edition. This is a textbook. This is a thick boy, by the way. Look at that. Look at that. Is the actual textbook itself is 817 pages, and then there's a glossary and an index and all that. Um, I started reading this book back around the same time that I started reading Blackwater. It just took me so long to get through this because I was reading other books and I was also reading very slowly to take in all the information. Now, this textbook was released in 2009, so it's not the newest textbook, but it's definitely not the oldest. It's not out of date by any means. There probably is new information, but that new information most likely does not invalidate any of the information in this textbook. um, there, there is a lot that goes into neuropsychology. Now, I want to clarify something here. Neuropsychology is different from neurology, only in that neuropsychology is more of a broad spectrum, a broad field that encompasses neurology. Neurology would be a subset of neuropsychology. And the reason for that is that neuropsychology is just the study of how the human brain works, and neurology is the study of medical applications of neuropsychological information. So, this book in particular has chapters dedicated to varying parts of the brain, as well as varying functions, which are not necessarily localized in the brain. For example, language. Language is actually a very broad topic. Now, there are parts of the brain that are responsible for certain aspects of language, such as Wernicke's area or Broca's area. Wernicke's area is responsible for producing speech, I believe, or interpreting speech, I believe, is Wernicke's area. And Broca's area is responsible for producing speech. So, and in cases of brain damage, on occasion, the brain actually adapts. So, like, let's say you were a child and you got your left side of your brain got damaged and your Broca's area got damaged. Your brain will actually be plastic enough to switch over to the right side of the brain, that function. Now, it's not a perfect flip, but it does flip over that function to the right side of the brain. So that is interesting and not localized. This textbook also has a section dedicated to understanding neuropsychological assessment. And there are many cases that are presented in this book to help you understand how neuropsychological assessment takes place. There's a lot that goes into the human brain. The human brain is the most complex piece of matter that in the known universe. And that's part of why I have so many books on the brain. Because it's just so complex. And I want to understand it. And this book, even though it is over 800 pages, I feel like it is very introductory. You will have enough information by reading this book to begin to begin understanding neuropsychology, but you will definitely not have everything you need to be a practicing neuropsychologist if you just read this book. Now, one thing that I think that is very interesting is that the human brain can actually continue functioning in spite of incredible amounts of damage. And this is recorded in this book. They even discuss hemispherectomies, which is the removal of an entire half of the brain. That sounds very extreme to me, and yet that's actually a legitimate medical operation that has medical benefits. And they also analyzed the brain damage that Phineas Gage had. Phineas Gage is a famous case study. He was I forget what kind of work he did. It was some kind of industrial work, like railroad working or coal mining or something like that. There was an explosion, and he got impaled through the front of his head with a spike, and he got brain damage, and after that his personality changed completely. They actually analyze, based off of his skull, what kind of damage to the brain he would have suffered. And they use other information that has been more recent to interpret the brain damage and kind of confirm, yeah, this part of the brain does this, and that's why he changed in this way. So, yeah, neuropsychology. Very interesting topic. I still have several textbooks on psychology and neurology and neuroscience that I have not read yet. And I plan on reading another one very soon. So, that's about all. Thank you for watching. Peace.